Hey guys, it's Nimade Belu, or That African Butterfly, here with another Losing Weight Sucks vlog. So this week I'm just going to talk about how things are going, but first here is a quick recap of a couple videos I've done throughout the way. Captain's Log, so I'm back, I'm home from vacation. It was good, I had fun. I'm ready to get back on my plan though, because my ankles will not stop being swollen, and I know that's purely because of what I've been eating, so I'm ready to get back to my healthy stuff. And I want to mention, so I had a moment. I was walking to the parking garage with another lady at the event. She was super nice. We're going out to dinner, and she's not that much, smaller than me, but we had to go up the hill to the parking garage. And when I tell you, I got to the top and I was dying. I was like, and she's just like looking at me. She's like, okay, take your time. But she was totally fine. Like, that is why you cannot judge someone's health by their size. I mean, obviously, the more healthy and active you are, usually it naturally will make you get smaller. But even then, like, you don't know where someone is on their health journey, if they've been working out for a while. So even though they're bigger, they're a lot healthier. Or if they're just getting started and dying like me. But you just have to let people do their own thing. And it was also just a good reminder for me for why I want to get healthy, because really I was dying at the top of that hill. But overall, like I said, the event was awesome. It was just great being around other people and feeling like comfortable in a space, not just constantly like worried of standing out and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it. I'll probably talk more about it later. I'm definitely going to discuss it in the here and there, so check that out. Captain's Log. So I haven't done one in a little while, so I wanted to do one of these. So I've been better about my working out. Like, I worked out Saturday, and I worked out today. Today's Tuesday. Did I work out in between? I don't think so. I haven't been great with my intermittent fasting hours, I'll be honest, but I've been decent with the food. So I'm going to try to focus. Especially starting tomorrow on making sure I stay on track with the hours. Other than that, things are going pretty well. I'm also in that phase where it's like rainy and dreary out, and it's so hard trying to get myself to do anything, and I'm really trying to push past that, because I don't want to lose the momentum that I've started to gain in the past few weeks from being on track. And it's so easy to slip back into, I don't want to do anything. So I'm trying really hard to fight that. But if the sun could come out soon, that would be great, But yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, that was just an update of my thought process over the past few weeks. It's interesting. This whole journey is just really interesting, and I'm glad that I'm vlogging it, so I have the time to go back and review the different things that I think and that I say. And the one thing that's definitely honed in for me the most is really how mental it all is for me. And that is my biggest struggle. Like, it's so crazy to me, and I've mentioned it a few times, how like I can do certain things and they will literally make me feel better, but then I will turn around and do the exact opposite. Like, once those things that I do that make me feel better work, and then I'm like, back to the other way until I feel crappy again. And then I'm like, oh gosh, I guess I should do the things that make me feel better now, which is so insane to me. Like, who does that? I feel like I should be like, oh, this makes me feel good, so I'm gonna keep on trucking along. Or even, going to the gym. I mean, right now I hate it, but I do like, and I'm gonna look into going to the Y again. But it's crazy to me, because I would remember like actively going and enjoying it, being like, oh, this is like good release, this is my happy place, and then come time to go the next day, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to go. Which is crazy to me, because my thought process should be, oh yay, I get to go because it makes me feel good, and I feel better when I get in a workout and all of those things. And it's so interesting how the mind works, to me anyways, because I think, like, even with like work, I think that about work. Like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, god, I don't feel like going. And then I get to work and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. Because it's really not. I'm truly blessed with my job. It could be way worse. I mean, do I get fulfillment from it? No. Do I love it? No. but for what I get paid and for what I do, I'm really blessed. Like, I could have a much tougher job, either, you know, tougher in the sense of dealing with people, or tougher in the sense of what I like physically have to do. But instead, people complain online and I read their messages, I type some notes, give them a call, move on to the next. Most of the time I get to listen to music or my podcast while I do my work. Like, work's not that bad. And I think those things when I'm there, but come the next morning, I'm like, I have to go back, you know? And it's so crazy to me how all of that works, and I wish I could decipher it more, or I wish I could like pinpoint and like pluck it away. And so that's really what I've been trying to do, is to get my mind to stop being like, oh, I have to, and being like, oh, I get to. It's a struggle, but I think especially with the working out, just being like, oh, I get to go do this because I enjoy it. And for me, that's really important, and it's a lot easier when I'm doing workouts I like. Like the other day I did my dance, and it was good because I like dancing, so I was like, oh, I get to dance for a little while, so it wasn't so bad. When it's like, treadmill time, that's not fun. But I have like distance goals in mind, so I have to put in the time anyways. But I think definitely getting back to the pool will help. I love pool workouts, especially like at this size. It's just so much nicer. You know, doing other workouts and other things like physically, it hurts more, and I feel like I feel more pain in my joints than I feel in like the actual workout. But when I work on the pool, I feel it like actually like in the muscles where it's supposed to work, and it feels really good for me. Actually, a couple years ago when I lost a bunch of weight, what I would do, I worked until 9 and I would sneak into the community pool at my friend's house, and at night all by myself, and go swimming like late at night. But I did that a couple of days a week along with drinking my shakes and stuff, and that's how I got a lot of the weight off to begin with. And it was great. And then once some of the weight came off, it made doing like gym workouts easier. So for me, that's also it too, is accepting that like I'm back at the beginning, so I should be doing back at the beginning stuff, even though in my mind I should be where I already was and had already lost and blah blah blah. But I can't beat myself up about that. I just gotta go from there. But it's also a fine line, I think, between not beating yourself up about it and also allowing yourself to accept BS excuses, you know? Because while, yes, I don't want to beat myself up, I also don't want to constantly excuse, you know, bad behavior and not staying consistent or those things. Like, I think it's still important to hold yourself accountable, and I think there is a line between the two, and it's just a matter of finding that line. But, so, yeah, I think I'm going to force myself to keep doing the gym in my home, like I've been doing like my Taibo and my dancing workouts, so probably for the next week or two. And then when I get back from my trip home, I'm probably gonna head to the Y and sign up again and start getting back in the pool again. I really do enjoy that. My next video will be with my brother, because we've been doing the challenge, so we can tell you guys how that's been going. It was going real, you know what, we'll talk more about that in that video. But yeah, other than that, and then with the food things, it's been pretty okay. I've definitely been eating more carbs than I probably should, but nothing super bad. And that's another thing I'm really trying to, and actually doing a pretty good job of, not having like good food, bad food. Instead, it's food that makes me feel good and food that makes me feel bad. And honestly, thinking of it that way has really helped as far as staying on track. Because when I think, oh, this is a bad food or this is good food, then it's also like, I'm having bad food. Like, you know, like I'm sneaking bad stuff. And so on one hand, it's like, oh, I'm having it, and it's like a guilty pleasure. And then it's also the aftermath of it is beating yourself up about having said guilty pleasure. But if I don't think of it as good food, bad food, and just food that makes me feel good versus food that makes me feel bad, it might be something like, oh, I love queso so much, but I know that it makes me feel really crappy, so why am I going to eat it? So it makes it so much easier to turn down the queso and just have salsa, if I think of it that way. So that actually has been a really big help for me. It doesn't always work, because sometimes it's like, oh, well, I'll feel bad, this is delicious. But for the most part, I can be like, okay, well, I don't, I have this thing going on and I need to feel good. And if I eat that, I'm going to feel bad, which will make this experience bad. Definitely getting back to going to events and doing things like that helps as well, because if you know that you have something coming up that you want to attend, you don't want to eat foods that make you feel bad, because it'll make that whole experience bad, and nobody really wants that. So that has helped a lot, and that is part of breaking that cycle I've talked about before, where you feel crappy, so then you want to stay home, then you stay home, then you're not moving, then you're gaining. So forcing myself back out into the events, the nicer weather has helped. All of that has also made being on track with the food part a lot easier. So just need to get more consistent with the moving part. But anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. Leave comments, let me know how your journey is going. I definitely want to know. Are you changing things up? I feel like I'm constantly changing things up a little bit, just trying to find exactly what will stick. Have you been being good, consistent, or falling off the wagon? Like, what is going on? Let me know. But thank you for tuning in. And like I said, I'll be back next time with my brother. We're gonna do a joint video about how the challenge has been going. But that's it for now, and have a great week. Bye.